Yo, what's up, Sports Nation? What's up, Eagles Nation? It's your boy, Cool Eagle, back here with another video, another live. Just want to come talk to you guys. And sorry, I have been inactive for a while. Just had a super busy week, as a lot of y'all are probably going through. And again, I hope y'all are doing well out there. I know it's been a busy week for a lot of y'all, especially y'all's parents out there, with kids' graduations and all that. Like, I was dealing with the same thing. I don't have any kids, but nephews, friends, kids, and all that. Like if any of y'all are any god uncles to y'all's friends, kids is pretty much just what I've been dealing with in life overall, right? But didn't Cool Eagle tell y'all what was going to happen in these NBA finals? Didn't I sit up here and bang the gavel telling y'all that the NBA Finals would involve the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat? In the way the Denver Nuggets coasted their way to these NBA Finals, it's just amazing. Because now we got that bum ass LeBron James considering retirement. Now, this comes as news because a lot of people, at least people who are, expert in sports analysis, are now saying that this LeBron James possible retirement news is taking away from how glorious this victory was for the Denver Nuggets, because this is their first finals appearance in a very long time. In a very long time. I was probably born the last time they won it, but I was probably still in diapers, and sucking on binkies and stuff like that, right? So, um, like, it's just a little weird how this retirement news is overshadowing the team that actually won the series and is actually going to represent the Western Conference Finals. Now we still gotta see what's happening with this Miami Heat Boston Celtics series, just because um Miami Heat did give up game 4 in their own building. Jimmy Butler didn't shoot particularly well, and now you got Caleb Martin out here with a sprained ankle. Um, like, it doesn't look good, but considering that he's just a rookie, you can kind of like overlook that. But it is going to get kind of concerning if the Boston Celtics end up winning game 5 in their house, making a game 6 in Miami. Now, I don't particularly believe that the Boston Celtics can win 4 straight games in a row. Like, a lot of things would have to happen for that to even be possible. Now, as we know, the first 3 games, the Miami Heat were shooting like 48% from the three. You're getting quality minutes from undrafted rookies and Caleb Martin. You got the guys of like some Max Strus chipping in, Jimmy Butler being playoff Jimmy, which we now can officially say is a real thing. And again, like, subscribe, get this content out there. Again, I love doing this with you guys. And even if you catch the replay, show your boys some love, right? And again, let's shout out to everybody out there. Now, again, if you were to get a game 6 in Miami and the Miami Heat's hot streak of high 3-point percentage just goes down, then you have a problem, because the Miami Heat in the regular season are not known for their 3-point percentage. I think they were one of the last in overall scoring. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Boston Celtics attempt to do in this game 6, game 5 in Boston, just because if you somehow can squeeze a victory in game 5, now you're talking about a must-win game 6 in Miami, because you don't want this Boston team to start gaining confidence. You don't want to lose the momentum that you worked so hard to get through 3 games to go up 3-0. Now I still believe that the Miami Heat are going to like take this series. Eric Spoelstra is still very confident. Jimmy Butler is still very confident. Um, so I don't have any doubts or worries that the Miami Heat can just win this series because um, my vision is going to come true with Denver Heat in the Miami. I'm sorry, the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Now another thing that we also want to take into consideration is the fact that a lot of people are not buying the Denver Nuggets Miami Heat final series like your boy is. Because my reasons for wanting this matchup is just because it's something new for the fans of basketball. Like I think that this particular series can save the game of basketball, namely the National Basketball Association, because we know that a lot of times the NBA has what we call a script that they do for certain teams, certain players, and I don't have to go into that. I'm sure a lot of y'all who are conspiracy theorists out there can confirm at least some of the things that I'm saying, right? But it's not going to be very profitable because Denver is known as a cow town. Like not a lot of people, really get excited when they hear about Denver, unless you're a farmer, a liberal, or a pothead. You know what I'm saying? And then Miami, that's a party city, but you don't really have a lot of name brand superstars on that team outside of Jimmy Butler, who's been playing exceptionally well through these playoff series. And um, so a lot of people aren't going to be really tuned in as much as if it were like the Lakers and the Boston Celtics, which I'm sure a lot of people wanted that. But again, the Denver Nuggets, have just been proven doubters wrong. I know what a lot of people have been saying about Denver, like even throughout the regular season, just counting them out, calling them an overrated one seed, and now we see them in the NBA Finals, and Nikola Jokic is looking like one of the best centers in the NBA. And however this finals series goes, and I told y'all in a previous video that if Nikola Jokic ends up winning an NBA championship, if he ends up winning an NBA championship, that puts him in certain talks that other athletes are just not getting. Because you're talking about a two-time, should be three-time MVP, a Western Conference Finals MVP, and if he wins the finals, like if they don't give it to Jamal Murray for just whatever reason, even though Jamal Murray has been playing exceptionally well, if Nikola Jokic ends up getting this MVP, that puts him in a lot of conversations. That puts him in a lot of conversations. And I know I say this a lot, but geez, man, that man Nikola Jokic, what can't he do? I know a lot of people like just critique his defense, but he was actually 32nd in defensive win shares, which is not that bad considering how many players how many players are on a starting five. Like you're talking about 32 out of 160 players. So you're talking about the top 20th percentile. Um, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen tonight. I already got my bets in. I'm taking the points in Miami, because Jimmy Butler is talking about like they're going to get a road victory. So I'm super excited about that. But in other news, Morant, bro, John Morant recently put out a cryptic note on Instagram that attracted a lot of attention. Even the local authorities who did a welfare check just to make sure John Morant isn't doing any more weird business than he already is. Now he's fine, but it's just kind of weird, man. Like you're the one that put yourself in this position. You're the one that got caught twice, flailing a gun around, listening to NBA YoungBoy. Because wasn't he listening to NBA YoungBoy the first time? And again, like shout out to NBA YoungBoy. just being ridiculous. And he still hasn't grasped the fact that he has $200 million. $200 million, y'all. And he wants to be a gangster so bad. Um and I just hate it for like his family, who probably put a lot into getting him where he is. Because again, studying his background, he grew up in a very middle class lifestyle. He had both parents, um, and to see him just go down this path is just super sad and disappointing. Um, and the fact that he's doing all this and just not fully grasping what he did, it's just baffling to a lot of us. It's baffling, and then you gotta wonder how long are the Memphis Grizzlies are going to want to put up with this? Because if y'all remember what happened to what's his name, played for the Wizards, Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas got caught with guns in the locker room. He got into a lot of legal trouble with the law. So, and I know that John Morant is probably too young to understand or know who Gilbert Arenas is, but I just hope if the NBA and the Memphis Grizzlies end up giving him another chance, um, because I don't know if they have a morale clause in his contract or not, but this kid really needs to sit down and really think about what he wants out of this great life he has, that a lot of blue collar or white collar people like myself and and people watching this live stream, and again, like, subscribe, like, become a part of this sports network, man. Like, I seriously think I'm just one of the best guys to talk sports with, because I'm very diverse in my perspective. I'm not super biased. I call it down the middle, which is something that you don't see from a lot of content creators. Um, but again, I just hope the kid sits down and just understands the kind of position that he's in, that a lot of us, aren't. He's in the 1%. Like, he's won what we call the rat race. And he just refuses to see that for just whatever reason. But I don't wish nothing bad on this kid. I seriously hope he continues to thrive and survive. Continue to perfect his craft and continue to feed his family, with his talents and his abilities. Um, but overall, like, I don't know. It's just a crazy situation. Like, we could go on talking about this all day. But moving on to Philadelphia Eagles news, Nolan Smith signs his rookie contract, and a lot of Eagles fans already have their set expectations on the 2023 Eagles season. As I told y'all before from the schedule review, if y'all haven't watched it yet, I got the Eagles winning 13, 14 games. And I also made a video uh, saying on how we can go undefeated, because the perils that messed us up last year is Jalen Hurts just being not available. That New Orleans game and that Cowboys game, um, where we didn't have Jalen Hurts due to an injury suffered during that Chicago Bears game. Um, we saw what this team is without him. I mean, I thought Gardner Minshew would take advantage of the second chance that he has, but, and mind you, he didn't do that bad in the Cowboys game. It's just when you need to make that pass, he just couldn't get it done. And then the New Orleans game, that was a complete stinker. I don't know why Nick Sirianni and the coaching staff just didn't adjust and turn into a run heavy offense like we did last year during the last 8 game stretch, in Jalen Hurts' second year in the league. So if all that taken aside, if that didn't happen, I feel like the Eagles can't go undefeated this year, because I don't see us giving up another game to the Washington Commanders or whoever they call themselves next year. Um, that loss against the Cowboys, I don't think the Cowboys will be much of a threat. Just looking at how they drafted. Now, a lot of people talk about like what they did on defense, and mind you, the Cowboys' defense is very stout. It's definitely not something to be taken lightly. I do like what the Cowboys did in their secondary, signing Stephon Gilmore, and then they have a lot of returning pieces next year. Uh, because like their back side, the defense safety room, like I can, no, I have no problem saying that we're an even match. I have no problem with that. Linebacking core, until we see what we can get out of Nakobe Dean, who's set to have a breakout year, until we see what we see out of him this year, I can say the Cowboys linebacking core is, a step above ours. But the Eagles can have another great season just because I don't see that many threats in the NFC like that. I know a lot of people like to harp on the 49ers, but they haven't beat us yet. So until they beat us, you know, like there's no even need for speculation to say that they are a threat to us. Their defense is definitely a threat, and I definitely like their new coach. What's his name? DeMarco. Shit, like he played for the Texans too. That's crazy. But their new coach, this guy, they got a very defensive-minded coach, so that's definitely going to be very interesting. Interesting to see. Um, well, not head coach, but like defensive coordinator, right? But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. And then the other parts of the schedule, the teams they played in the AFC, Aaron Rodgers. Um, I think we can beat them just because we never lost to the Jets ever. So I'm not really concerned about the New York Jets. Now the Chiefs, if y'all want to call that a loss, okay. But I feel like the Eagles are going to come into that game red hot, and we can catch the Kansas City Chiefs slipping because, again, like one of the reasons that we lost that Super Bowl was just because of defense. We have a better defensive coordinator this year who is going to be a lot more aggressive than Jonathan Gannon was or wasn't. So I'm very confident that the Eagles can have another like spectacular season. Even if we don't go undefeated, it's just the fact the pieces that we have and the fact that we have the best quarterback in the NFC, the top two quarterback in the league, all pro. So again, I'm curious to hear what you guys think in the comments, man. Again, I love doing this with y'all. And again, I we got more content coming. I'm definitely slowing down more this week. It's starting to be less busy, so we got more content on the way. Just be on the lookout for that. Turn on your notifications. Again, like, subscribe. Love doing this with you guys, and we're out of here.